So let me ask you this: where did we get the custom of cutting our hair off in the first place?
Well, I was in the military, and
Right.
when I started going bald, I just started
You
getting.
said just go ahead and cut it all off because it was a normal thing, right? So go to what you got? Leviticus 8. Did you finish 21?
No, sir.
Finish 21 and 5.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21, verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So who is he talking to here? When he says they shall not make baldness, who's he talking to?
Talking about man.
He's talking about the Israelites.
Okay.
That's who he's talking to. He talks to very specific people. Let's say it in the top. Read it again.
They shall not make baldness upon their head.
Jump to 18 and verse 2. So the Lord is talking to the children of Israel. So remember, the Israelites came through the Red Sea, right? You familiar with that? Moses led through the Red Sea. They ended up in the wilderness, right? Now he's teaching them the commandments. That's what's happening. He's teaching them the commandments. And this is one thing he told them. Now, when they left Egypt, what were they doing in Egypt?
They were slaves.
They were slaves to who?
King Pharaoh.
The Egyptians are the so-called Africans today. That's who they were slaves to. So read 18 and verse 2.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 2. Right. Speak unto the children of Israel.
So he's speaking to the children of Israel, right? All right.
And say unto them, I am the Lord your God.
He said, I am the Lord your God. See how specific it is? He's saying specifically, I am the Lord your God. Remember, a lot of people left Egypt with the Israelites. But he said, I am the Lord your God. Go ahead.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
So it said, when we were in the land of Egypt, the doings that they did, all the things they did, they used to shave their face, shave their hair, shave every piece of hair on their body. He said that after the doings that they did, go ahead.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
Hey, young brothers, young brothers right here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Good? Y'all here to listen? Y'all here to listen? Y'all know about the Israelites? No? Y'all go? You're not educated? You go to church? No? You go to church? What's your name? Huh? Marvin? Lamont. You? Demar?
AJ.
Y'all brothers? No? Alright. So what are we going over? We're going over the laws in the Bible that were given to the Israelites, right? So there's a significance on why we're teaching these laws. My brother here, what was your name again?
Will.
Will, do you know what the significance of us going through these things? Like balding your head, like shaving your beard, things like that. Why are we going through these things?
It's part of his laws.
Part of his laws. But why is it so important to so-called blacks or African Americans? Y'all call yourself African Americans?
Huh?
You call yourself African American?
Yeah.
Yeah? So why would God's laws be so important to us?
Because he's the Messiah. He's the one who's going to save us in the end.
Okay. What do you say? Do you know what God's laws is?
No.
No, you heard of thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. I know y'all heard of that before. Y'all ever been to church?
Yeah.
Y'all have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to church.
So my question is, why would those commandments be so important to us? Do we as a nation keep the commandments? Like thou shalt not kill. Do we keep that commandment as a nation of people?
Not everybody.
Not every, I'm not saying a large majority, but a lot of our people don't keep that commandment. What would y'all say about thou shalt not steal? What about that? Is that a commandment that we break as a nation of people? Stealing.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean?
Because everybody in the world steals.
Everybody does steal. Everybody does steal. That's a very true statement. So okay, how about thou shalt not commit adultery? Y'all know what adultery is? Y'all know what adultery is? No? You know what adultery is?
Sleeping with a married woman.
Right. Sleeping outside of marriage. Right. But marriage, even marriage itself, is marriage a big thing in our communities?
You know.
How old are you?
16.
How old are you?
17.
So, did your parents teach you that you need to grow up and get married? They did? They teach you that? Teach you that? And my older brother here, did they teach you that?
I got married, but she divorced me.
Okay, so, but my point is, these are things that they don't usually teach our young men. My parents, they didn't teach me to go get married. Now, I got married, but they didn't teach me to go get married. I found the Bible and learned that I'm supposed to be married. Not running around doing a bunch of women. But back to my point, there's a reason why we're talking about the commandments. Go to Hosea 4 and 6 real quick. There's a reason why the laws are so important to us. Because the brother here, what's your name again with the blue hoodie? Go ahead, go ahead. What's the brother with the blue hoodie? What's your name again? DeMar. Okay. So, remember you said that everybody steals, everybody kills, right?
Yeah.
But you understand there's something different about us compared to everybody else.
What you mean like that?
So-called African Americans, so-called Hispanics. We're different from everybody else. What do I mean by that?
Different skin color, probably?
Okay, different skin color, but there's other people out there that look like us. But how are we different? Do you live in the same neighborhoods as, I'll say, so-called Caucasian? Do y'all live in the same neighborhoods? What about the Chinese? You all live in the same conditions. Where do you live? You live in Detroit? What about you? Y'all live in Detroit, right? Your neighborhoods look amazing?
Yeah.
They do? Where y'all live at? Huh? Okay. But majority of our neighborhood, does it look good? Go to the west side or east side of Detroit. Does it look good?
No.
Y'all can't lie to me and tell me that it look good. You don't. But understand, when you see these particular conditions, you only see our people in it majority of the time. So I want to show you something. Go to Hosea 4 and 6.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So my point of bringing out of us saying the importance of the commandment says, my people have been destroyed. So who are God's people?
We are.
Who's we?
Well, you said the Israelites.
The Israelites. That's what the Bible says. God says the Israelites are His people. He said, my people, go ahead.
Are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
He said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. What is the lack of knowledge?
Not knowing what's in that book.
Not know. That's the perfect answer. Not knowing what's in this book. Because we read it all the time. We're the number one church goers. Baptist church, Christian church, Catholic church, right? We're the number one in there. But for some reason, we still don't know what's in the Bible.
Right.
Read it from the top.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So if you want to identify God's people, how would you identify them? Based upon what we just read.
Based upon the knowledge that they receive, that they attain.
So you're looking for a people that are destroyed. You're looking for a destroyed nation of people. Is the Chinese man destroyed? As a nation, what I mean by destroyed is they live in the ghettos. They have no financial opportunities, no academic opportunities. There's a lot of murder. There's a lot of there's no marriage. All these things are going on, right? So are those people destroyed? The Chinese? Are they going through the things?
If they lack that knowledge, if they lack that knowledge and that wisdom.
But remember, he said, my people. So it's not for everybody. So when you put a word like mine, that's very possessive, right? It's a possessive term. Like, for instance, I'll say my phone, right? Or this is my mic. It's not yours, right? It's possessive, meaning it's very specific. Very specific. So he's saying there's a particular people that God deals with. Did you know that? That he's not dealing with everybody?
Right. Yes, sir. I believe that.
You can believe that.
Yes.
So if we said that he's dealing with one nation of people, who would that people be? Because you said us, but who else?
Well, my understanding, he deals with all people,
Okay.
all nations.
That's why I want to come back around. So let's go to Deuteronomy 7:6 first. Because they teach us, now I ask you, where did you learn that God deals with all people?
Well, my understanding is that God said, come as you are, no matter who you are.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, like Jesus said to the scribes and the Pharisees.
Uh-huh.
And some people couldn't understand that. I studied from the King James Version,
Right.
the Holy Bible. I don't know, based on my understanding, what the knowledge that God gives to me, the wisdom that He gives to me is from studying His Word.
Right.
And I don't know everything about it, but I have some knowledge of it.
So let me ask, did you learn that in church, that God deals with everybody?
I learned from just studying the Bible that
Okay.
anybody can come to Him, no matter what race, religion, or ethnic group you come from. Anybody can come to Him. He said, "Come one, come all." He said, "Come as you are." And it's because He's the creator of heaven and earth. He's the creator of mankind, all man. You know, we came from the dust of the ground. You know, when He created Adam and Eve, that's where we all come from We all come from the dust
Right.
of the ground.
So let me get a
In
point.
his own image.
Let me get a point for you. Read this real quick, and I'm gonna read 2nd Ezra next.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So he said, for thou. Thou is another is very specific, right? When I say thou, I say you, right? So if I say you, am I talking to him?
No.
I'm not talking to him either, right? So he said, thou are a holy people. So he's speaking to a very particular people. Who is he talking to here?
Me.
Go to Deuteronomy 1 and 1, because historically he's talking to somebody very specific. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter...
Hey, my brother right here. My brother with the red hat. What's going on? How you doing? What's your name?
My name's Brian.
Brian?
I don't want to try to put you
I got a question for you, man. I got a question for you. Question for you, real quick. Yo, you got a question. What's your question?
It may be crazy for y'all, but I just want to ask. Y'all believe it was dinosaurs for real?
They were, yeah.
I don't believe that.
That's okay, but that's not the point of us being out here. If there's dinosaurs, that has nothing to do with the black man's condition today. I'll tell you that. But let me ask you a question. Does God come for everybody? Does God come for all nations? Did Christ come for all nations? Believe so. So we're reading the scripture. I want to read this for you, and I want to see what you see in here. Go back to 7 and 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So he said, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Who is he talking to?
Everybody, everybody, that can be this for everybody, right?
Now, thou is very specific. But if I say, it's old English, right? If I say thou, I'm saying you. If I say thou, I say you. So if I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to him or anybody else.
You say thou to me, and he's standing right here too, so that don't mean thou to him too?
If I'm speaking to you, then I'm speaking to you. But let me show you, historically, who he's speaking to. Go to 1 and 1. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. These be the word which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto who?
Unto all Israel.
He said, these are the words I spake unto all Israel. So do you know who Israel is?
I don't.
So remember, Moses went through the Red Sea, right? Remember that? He led the nation of Israel through the Red Sea and out of Egypt. That's what happened, right? So Israel is a nation of people. It's one of the 18 nations that God created. That's a nation of people. So he said, read it again. Read 1 and 1 again.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So is he speaking to any other nation outside of Israel right now? Not at all. You agree?
He's speaking to the people of Israel, right?
He's speaking to people of Israel. Exactly. Go to 7 and 6.
Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So we're in the same book. So the audience is still the same. It's Israel, right? So it says, for thou is who?
The nation of Israel.
Thou is Israel. This is a historical account. So he's talking to Israel. He said, for thou, go ahead,
art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So he said, Israel is a holy people unto God. What does it mean to be holy?
Spiritual.
Spiritual? My brother in the green. What's his name? What's your name? What's your name?
Cortez.
Cortez. My name's Aaron. Let me ask you a question. What does it mean to be holy?
Huh?
What does it mean to be holy?
To have faith and believe in God.
To what?
To have faith and believe in God even though you don't know if it's going to be straight or not.
Okay, so I'm going to give you an answer. So holy means to be separated and set apart.
Mm-hmm.
So we're reading about the nation of Israel. Are you familiar with the nation of Israel?
No, not really.
So the Israelites are God's chosen people. So we're reading about an account of them right now. Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So he said Israel is a separated people, a holy people to God. Meaning they're not on the same level as everybody else. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
He said, I chose Israel to be a special people. A special people. You have anything that's special to you? Like what? Give me an example.
My family?
Your family. So your family not like any other family, right?
Nah.
You don't love other people's family more than you love your family, right?
I love everybody equally.
You do.
Yeah.
So you love your mother the same way you love somebody else's mother you don't know. No, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
my point is that I'm trying to show you that there is the Lord has regard for people differently. So the nation of Israel, he said, they are special unto me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself,
Unto himself, go ahead.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He said that what?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So have you ever heard of a nation being above all nations? So you got different nations on this earth. You got Chinese, you got Arab, you got black, you got Chinese, you got all these different things, right? Have you ever heard of any of them being
Like
above?
they're all equally because they're the same guy, right?
Well, no, because God is talking. God's the one speaking here. He's saying that I chose Israel to be above all people. So is that equality?
Yeah.
It's not.
Hear me out. Let me understand a little more.
So, okay, let me ask you this. So you I'm sure you had a job before, right? I'm sure you had an entry-level job. That means you have a boss. He has a boss. They have a boss. Is the head CEO, is he equal to the entry-level worker? No, he's not. His job status is not the same.
Say that last part.
Is an entry-level worker on the same status or the same? Is he equal to the CEO? Is his level of work?
No.
No. So there is, even in a work, even something simple like that.
They got supervisors. They got
Right.
all that. Yeah.
So there's a hierarchy. There's levels, right?
Yeah.
That means that somebody's higher and not equal to the other, right?
Yeah.
So God deals with the nations the same exact way. Go to 2nd Ezra. He deals with them the same exact way. And the thing is that we've been taught to be equal with so many people that we think that everybody's equal. All nations are equal. But look at our neighborhoods. You live in Detroit? Is Detroit equal to Farmington?
Is it equal to
When you look at school systems, you look at the neighborhoods, the housing system, the projects, is it the same?
Nah.
Not at all. Completely different. Completely different, right? Is that equality?
Yeah.
No. How is that equality?
It's not the same.
It's not. It's not equality. That's my point that I make. That's the point that I make. Read this. We'll wrap it up in a second.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54.
What time y'all got?
2:40.
All right, go ahead.
And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Now remember, it was mentioned that we all came from the same man, right? Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
We came from the same, all nations came from the same man, but here's the stipulation.
No, I got a question. Hold on, wait, before you start, bro. Hold on. No, never mind. I just
All right, if you get it back,
contradicted myself.
if you get it back, let me know.
And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all.
Like you said, everybody comes from Adam and Eve, right?
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen.
Say that part again. Read that part again.
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen.
It says everybody comes from Adam, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So that means that God has a chosen people, right? Does that mean that we're equal to those other people? Keep reading.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
So the same people he chose, he made the world for. As a very particular people. You know who those people are? They're the Israelites. They're you.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.